Good evening. This is CTV News for this Tuesday, February 3rd. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm GINA BARTEE. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, education advocates are up in arms about Governor Hogan's proposed budget cuts to education. This morning, legislative leaders joined the Maryland State Education Association to call for the reversal of Hogan's $144 million in school funding cuts.
He's proposing about $144 million in cuts to public schools next year, which translates into a lot of money for every district. For example, Prince George's County stands to lose almost $38 million. That's a lot of money when you're looking at a district, at classrooms, and at schools.
You know, whether it's meals, whether it's the programs that are designed for reading, whether it's the programs that are designed for pre-K, which we know early childhood is very important. So last year we were able to restore some of our full-day pre-K programs. We can't do that this year with $37 million in cuts.
Particularly about 10 school systems that actually see less money next year than they have in their budgets this year. And they have new students coming in, maybe new schools opening up. And what you're going to see, I think, is teacher layoffs. You're going to see summer schools cut.
Hogan's budget would cut school funding by nearly $600 million over the next 4 years.
And Prince George's County Council members are putting heat under Maryland Governor Larry Hogan to restore $20 million in state education cuts. Now, at a press conference this morning, Council President Mel Franklin called Hogan's $40 billion budget, quote, a mixed bag for the county. Franklin says the cuts not only undermine money for each child and teacher, but jeopardize a good education. He says it also puts pressure on local jurisdiction to raise taxes so they can continue to offer quality education.
It also underfunds the Thornton per-child funding formula, which bases the allocation of state funds on a formula of money for each child's education. This formula was created to help the state meet its constitutional obligation to provide an adequate education for every child in the state. The failure to fully fund this formula would cost Prince George's County school children and teachers approximately an additional $18 million in vital classroom and other school resources. Unlike the Geographic Cost of Education Index, however, the governor's per-child funding formula cuts require legislative changes in the General Assembly, which this council will vigorously oppose.
Now, Maryland was ranked #1 in education in the county for 4 of the last 5 years. Last year, it slipped to #3. Well, some big changes are coming to the University of Maryland. In a letter to the university community, President Wallace Lowe cited furloughs, a hiring freeze, and the elimination of the most recent cost of living and merit increases. The furloughs will affect 60% of the school's workforce. Employees will be required to take off 1 to 3 days without pay per semester. The cuts also mean a mid-semester tuition hike of 2%.
Yeah, I heard about the tuition going up a little bit, but I don't know, I didn't think it really affected too much, honestly. I guess it's kind of inevitable with cuts in education budget. Tuition has to go up.
I think in terms of long-term austerity measures, it is what it is. It has to happen. Obviously, people are going to be upset about it in the current state, but it is what it is. I'm ready to pay the tuition right now, even though I don't really like it. But I understand for the state of Maryland, it's not, our college does not represent Maryland, but it's a pretty significant part of Maryland. I think it's important that we just take measures to stop this.
And the cut should save at least $51 million.
Meantime, Montgomery County Superintendent Dr. Joshua Starr announces he is stepping down amid reports the school board members lost confidence in the job he was doing. Starr, who was hired through a national search in 2011, will not serve out the remainder of his 4-year contract, which ends in June. Officials gave no immediate explanation for his departure, but Montgomery County Delegate Ana Sol Gutierrez, who once served on the board, calls the news very unfortunate. She also says with the governor's cuts to education, the system is left without a voice at a critical time.
Strong support of Dr. Starr. I think it's clear that he was the right man at the right time for Montgomery County. It is so unfortunate that for reasons that I think are petty, myopic, the school board did not provide the support that he absolutely earned and deserved. I was on the school board.
The Montgomery County Board of Education voted unanimously today to approve a departure agreement which releases Starr from his current contract effective February 16th. It also enables the county to immediately begin a search for his replacement.
And Prince George's County school officials are denying allegations that a student attack of a Forestville High School teacher was a result of a racially motivated remark. Now, witnesses say the teen punched the male educator after an offensive comment was made in a classroom this last Thursday, but the school system is calling the incident isolated and a misinterpretation. Now, a letter was sent out to all parents regarding the matter. The teacher was taken to an area hospital for his injuries, but was released. He has not returned back to work since. Officials are not saying whether he was placed on leave or if any disciplinary action was taken against the student. And you're watching CTV News.
And I'm GINA BARTEE.